Opening. The first misreading.
At first glance, this looks like an old Hollywood image built on glamour. A beautiful actress, a dramatic face, long waves of hair, a machine beside her, almost like a theatrical prop. The photograph seems to invite one kind of reading: beauty, danger, old cinema. But this is exactly where a photograph can mislead us, because the machine is not decoration, and the hair is not just style.
Chapter 1. Looking closer.
Look again. The drill press is not background. The hair is caught near the rotating mechanism. The actress is not posing simply as a star. She is demonstrating a warning. This image was made during the Second World War, when millions of women were entering industrial work in factories, workshops, and war production plants. And one of the dangers was surprisingly simple: long hair near machinery.
Chapter 2. The Star.
The woman in the photograph is Veronica Lake, or more precisely, this is how the photograph identifies her. In the early 1940s, she became famous not only for her films, but for a hairstyle. A long blonde wave falling across one eye, the peekaboo look. It was glamorous, it was instantly recognizable, and it was widely copied. A hairstyle that began as Hollywood image making moved into ordinary life, and then into wartime factories.
Chapter 3. From Glamour to Safety.
That is where the meaning of the photograph changes. A style that worked beautifully on screen could become dangerous at a workbench. Hair that suggested mystery in a publicity photograph could become a hazard near moving machinery. So the American wartime authorities turned the problem back toward its source. They asked the star herself to change the image. In 1943, Veronica Lake appeared in a wartime safety campaign, showing women how to put long hair up and keep it away from machines. Hollywood glamour was not being rejected, it was being redirected, put to work, made useful.
Chapter 4. The Propaganda of Style.
This is not propaganda in the form of a shouted order. It is softer than that. It uses admiration. It uses imitation. It says, if women copied Veronica Lake's hair, perhaps they would also copy her wartime adjustment. The message is practical. Tie the hair back. But the method is cultural. Use a star. Use an image. Use the authority of glamour to discipline glamour itself.
Chapter 5. What the photograph teaches.
And that is why this photograph matters. Not because it shows a famous actress, not only because it belongs to the history of fashion, but because it shows how much can be hidden inside one image. A face can lead us in one direction. A machine can lead us in another. A hairstyle can become evidence. A pose can become instruction. A glamorous photograph can turn out to be about labor, war, risk, gender, and public persuasion.
Channel Manifest. Reading Frames.
This is what we do on Reading Frames. We look at old photographs slowly. We begin with what the image actually shows: a gesture, a street sign, a coat, a tool, a machine, a face turned toward the camera. Then we move from detail to context, from observation to hypothesis, not to invent stories beyond the frame, but to see what the frame still carries.
Closing. Beyond the first glance.
At first glance, this looked like Hollywood glamour. After a closer reading, it becomes something else: a wartime lesson in safety, image, labor, and influence. Some photographs do not reveal themselves immediately. They ask to be read. Reading Frames. Old photographs read closely.
If this brought something to light, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.